Hi guys, it's Claire of Perceiving Alive, and I have duct taped my phone to the refrigerator to do this video. So, I am starting a new series. I'm going to go ahead and end my Poverty Looks Like Me series because I'm out of the situation where I did those videos out of necessity. So, I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be called No Experience Required. So, you know, I'm not a domestic goddess at all. And I feel like my generation and even most of the one before me, we don't do the things that people did back in the day. You know, it's not what your average woman did. So this dog is rubbing up against my dress and it's adorable. But anyway, I'm going to be doing stuff that I've never done before, and you're going to see my first attempt at everything. And it's going to be just based on the information I got from a quick Google search. So if it fails, then you'll get to see that too. But today, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be making a coconut cream pie. I make my own pie crust, and I do. It's a thing that I do have experience with. And so that's in the oven right now. It's not in a pie dish because I don't have one. But, you know, I'm just kind of using whatever I've got. So it's more of a bowl than anything that I'm making this in. I didn't have any sweetened coconut. I had some unsweetened coconut flesh in chip form. I got it on clearance. Very important. So to sweeten it, because that's what the recipe calls for, is about a cup of sweetened coconut flesh. I made a simple syrup of sugar and water and got it all sugared up. And I put my coconut in it, and I put a plate over it, cut off the heat, and put the plate over it so that it would kind of soak it up. It's been sitting like this for about 3 hours, and it's perfect. I just did, not even know how much sugar, just a little bit of water, like half a cup of water. I could even have done less than that. And just dissolved as much sugar in it as I could, and put a little vanilla in it, and so that's what I've got there. So that's going to be my coconut for this coconut cream pie. I got a recipe off of Pinterest, and I will link it in the description box. And I'm going to put a meringue on top. The recipe called for a marshmallow cream meringue, and I don't have marshmallow cream. I don't even have a mixer to make the meringue, so I'm going to be whipping it by hand, so we're going to see how that goes. But I'm using a separate recipe for the meringue. I do not have cream of tartar, so I'm probably going to use cornstarch and see if that works. I have no idea. But I've written it on an envelope because I'm really high-tech over here. And I'll put those two recipes in the description below. So I'm going to work pretty quickly because the guys are going to be home soon. I've got my saucepan. And first thing is I'm going to take cornstarch. I'm going to get out some of these things I know I'm going to need. But I'm going to take cornstarch and find a measuring spoon that I should have tracked down earlier. Measuring spoon. And it says I need 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I don't know what order I'm supposed to add all of this in, but it says I need 3/4 cup of sugar. And all I have is the white granulated sugar. I don't know if you can substitute it. You'll have to do that research on your own if you're one of those people who wants to use something else. Three-quarter cups of sugar. Okay, and then some salt. I just have a salt shaker. I'm just going to shake in a little bit of that. So I'm just going to really quick kind of combine all of that. And then I know I'm going to need some milk, and you have to add it very gradually so that it doesn't clump up with that cornstarch. 3 cups of milk. Do duct tape to the refrigerator for real. I'm not really good at this. I'm just gonna dump that in. And then at some point there's some vanilla, right? Yeah, vanilla. I literally have tub butter. So I'm just gonna scrape out about what I think that looks like. Okay. So now, all that needs to dissolve, and then we gotta turn it on about a medium heat, I think is what it said, because you really just want the butter to melt and the cornstarch to start to thicken. And when that happens, then you temper your egg yolks. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I saw this cool thing online about how to separate egg yolks. With a water bottle. So I put it on a plate, so hopefully you can see it. But I've got an egg on here, and I'm gonna try and suck that yolk up here without breaking it. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Oh no, it broke! Okay, water bottle thing does not work. Maybe that does require some experience. I'm just gonna let that sit over here in a pile of shame. I'm gonna keep stirring this nonsense. Now I'm gonna just do it the old-fashioned way. And I'm just gonna drop my egg yolks after I separate everything. I'm just gonna drop those into the mixing thing I was using. I don't want to mess up again because I'm almost out of eggs. Continuing to whisk this stuff here, because as that cornstarch gets warmer, it's going to start to thicken this up. Some people use cornstarch in gravy. I don't like to use cornstarch in gravy unless I'm having to make a gluten-free recipe, which is not super often. Logan is the gluten-free kid, and he is not a big gravy guy, so that doesn't happen very often. Okay, I've got these egg yolks ready to temper here in just a little while, and I've got my egg whites separated into a glass bowl, just egg whites. It's really important to use glass or metal if you can, because plastic bowls hold on to grease. And if you have grease in your meringue, it will not make the big peaks that you need it to make. Is there anything else that I have forgotten to put in here? No. Okay. So I'm gonna crank the heat up just a little bit, because now I'm able to watch it. I've got my eggs ready. And I'm just gonna sit here and stir it while watching for the crust to be done. It's going to have just a couple more minutes in there to brown up. All I had for my crust, whenever you make a pie crust, you want to use all-purpose stuff and not self-rising. But all I had was self-rising, and I didn't have pie weights, so I'm going to have to beat it down a little bit here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get this custard done, and I'll be right back with you because one of the guys just got home. So I've got the custard part almost done. It's thick enough now. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the heat to it. You don't want it to boil or scald or burn or anything, at least from what the recipe says. So I think I'm doing this part right. So now I'm going to temper it. I'm just going to take my little measuring spoon and scoop out a little bit of the goo. You can see how super just viscous it is. And you put it in there and take a fork and beat your eggs into it. Because you don't want them to just go in there and cook. You gotta bring them up to temperature so that it stays custardy. I'm gonna add just a little more of this before I pour it in. It's still super hot. So when it does go in, it will cook the egg, but you want it to cook it like all mixed in. That's what's going to give it that beautiful yellowy color. Okay, this is the first time for me, and I always see people make these. Like, I love the Pioneer woman, Ree Drummond, and she made some kind of custard for something, and it was so beautiful. I was so jealous, and now I have joined the ranks, but I don't know. There's what it looks like. I'm trying not to dump it in the floor. And it's beautiful, and this is the part where we get to add coconut. Now, I'm worried because I did this, like I made my own, I sweetened my own coconut. So I'm worried that it's going to be too watery because I added a little too much water. I mean, you know, it was just kind of an estimation. I didn't have a recipe for that. But I added some water to the sugar to make the syrup to sweeten the coconut. And I'm worried that it's going to make the filling too runny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it back on to medium to low heat, stand here and stir it for a little while longer, and see if I can get it to thicken up just a little bit more. Okay, so I've been standing here for about the last 3 minutes or so, whisking this and trying to get it to thicken up a little more, and it has. So I'm content that as it cools, it will, you know, solidify a little bit. Hopefully, you know, if not, then it'll be coconut cream pudding, whatever. But it looks beautiful. In fact, I'm gonna try just a little bit of it. Oh my God, that's amazing. Nom nom nom. Okay, I'm happy with that. The coconut chunks are a little bit big. The shredded coconut would be better, but I'm using what I have on hand. So, I can smell my pie crust now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Yeah, it's done. So you can see what I mean, it's a bowl more than it's a actual pie dish, but I'm using what I have. Because I used the self-rising flour, it has risen. So I'm going to take my towel and put over it so I don't burn myself. And while it's still warm, I'm going to pack it down just a little bit, just so it's not puffy. See? Deep dish pie. One recipe that I saw said to let the coconut cream cool before you put it in the pie crust. The other recipe, the one for the meringue, said to do it before everything's cooled off and then put your meringue on top of it while it's still warm, and it'll help keep it from shrinking and weeping. And that's a thing that meringues do. They make little tears on them. I think what I'm going to do is not like put it in the fridge or anything, but just let it chill while I'm whipping away at the meringue. The recipe for the meringue that I'm going to use says 3/4 cup of sugar. I don't know if my 3 measly little egg whites can hold that. I'm sure they probably can, and I'm just like doubting myself, but they look pretty puny against this. So I'm only using 1/2 cup to start out with. If it needs more sugar, I'll add more. If I think it can handle more, I'll add more. But when I've done meringues in the past, first of all, I had an electric mixer. Second of all, I used powdered sugar instead of granulated sugar to keep it from being grainy. I don't have that luxury because I don't have powdered sugar right now. So what I did was and I also don't have cream of tartar. I've never used that. Usually I use baking soda, but I'm fresh out of baking soda. So what I've done, all it does is stabilize it. It kind of makes it a little more rigid so that when you're baking it, it doesn't just, you know, you don't lose your peaks. So what I've done is I took just like a 1/4 teaspoon of cornstarch and put in here with the sugar, and I'm mixing it in with a fork so that it's all covered, so when I add the sugar, as I'm whipping it, it's already got that little bit of stabilizer in. I have my bowl of egg whites, so I'm just gonna sit here, and it says to whip them until they are frothy, and that's gonna take a little while. So I've just spent the last like minute or two whipping egg whites like it's my job, and I've got them to the point of being frothy. But it's like, my arm's already tired. I don't know how I'm gonna get it up to stiff peaks. My grandmother said that her mom would make super just flamboyant stiff peaks with a fork in a shallow bowl. And hats off to you, Mimi. I never got to meet you, but I need to know your secret. For real. So that's my frothy egg whites. I have decided that I think it could probably handle the 3/4 cups of sugar, so I'm gonna go ahead and use 3/4 cups and just sprinkle it in gently and keep whipping. So I'm gonna go do that and show you what I get here in just a couple minutes. I am a mediocre egg whipper, so I dug and dug and dug, and I found one beater for the mixer. So, I admit defeat. I have peaks. I don't know if they would be classified as stiff or not, but I can work with this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get the, ooh, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get the pie assembled, and then I'm gonna spoon that all up all pretty on top and stick it back in the oven. So, stay with me. All right, I have all of this assembled. I've got my filling in. I spread my meringue. It's not a very tall meringue. I wish I had more, but whatever. So I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm not sure how long it's gonna sit in there. I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't like burn. But I do want it to brown up, so I'll probably go ahead and end this video. I'll insert some footage or pictures of the final product at the end, but I hope you like this new series. I'm going to have some different things. It's not all going to be cooking, but I'm going to have some different things going on, so stay tuned for that. Also, make sure that you are, if you haven't already entered to win the giveaway, go and comment on that other video, the giveaway video. You will have until August 7th, 2017 to enter in to win some Perceiving a Life merchandise that should be coming in any day now. So go make sure that you watch the criteria for that, and make sure that you get entered to win, because it's going to be super fun. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around.